Hello students. So in this session we're going to be talking about print statement. Well, print, it is a built-in function, and what it does, it prints specifies values. It prints stuff to your standard output device. In other words, to your monitor. So how do we use print? Well, that's simple. Just type print. So in this case I'm just typing print, open round bracket, close the round bracket, and let's run this. And it prints nothing because there is nothing to print inside. All right, let's print something meaningful. Let's say I want to say print, use double quote, one hello world. So anytime when you print stuff, you have to put stuff inside the double quote. So in this case, it's going to print out one hello world. Don't have to use double quote, by the way. You can also use single quote. You have options. So in this case, I'm printing exactly the same thing, but I'm using single quote over here. So when you start with the single quote, make sure you end with the single quote. Otherwise, it's going to give you an error. So if I start with single quote over here, and let's say I use double quote over here, and I run this, and your Python is going to throw an error. Okay, now you can print a series of statements. In this case, I'm printing two lines. Print one hello world and print one hello world again, back to back. So it's going to print this statement and it's going to print this statement right here. Now, let me just change this to 2. So this way you can see, identify which one is this. All right. Now, what is this right here? This fancy symbol is called octothorpe or hashtag. And what Python does, anytime when it sees this thing, then it's going to ignore whatever comes after this. Python is not going to pay attention to this. Same thing with this over here. If it sees a hashtag or an octothorpe, Python is going to ignore all these things. So you can type whatever you want over here. So you can use this to advantage by writing little comments over here. So in this case, you can say that this one prints a hello or a hello, hello world message. If I remove this, let me remove this. Oops, sorry. Okay, what is happening over here? Now, if I remove this hashtag and if I run this, Python is going to throw an error. And the reason it throws an error because it recognizes this, but it does not recognize these keywords, what exactly these are. That's why it throws an error. So here, I'm going to comment this out. And now when I run this, Python is going to work just fine. It's not going to give an error because Python now is going to ignore all this thing. Okay, in this case, I'm using a comment over here. So you can put a comment in the beginning and by specifying a hashtag over here and write whatever helpful comment you want to give. In this case, I'm also using comment line over here too. So if I run this, it's going to run just fine. If I remove this comment line out right here and I run this, Python is going to throw an error. So let's comment it back again, run this, and it works just fine. Now you can actually print a series of statement using comma in between. So suppose, let me just remove this right here. So suppose I want to print to hello world and then also today it's raining. So I can print these two statements, these two strings back to back, and I have to put a comma in between. So in this case, when I run this, it prints out first this string and then it prints out this right here. What if you want to do more than that? Well, in this case, you can do that too. So I'm printing this string first, then I'm going to print this, and then I'm going to print this, and then it's going to print this. And each one of them is separated by comma, comma, comma. And Python is going to keep printing each one of them back to back. Well, what if you want to print multiple lines? Suppose somebody asks you that I want you to print something like this. Okay, multiple line message. Well, one solution would be you just type print statement, print beneath the stars, this line right here. That would be one. Then you do another print statement. Type the string over here, another print statement with the string, and you can keep going like this. And that's gonna print these lines for you. Well, that would be one solution. There's another solution that Python provides you. You can use triple quote. So by using triple quote, now you can go from one line to the next line. You don't have to write series of quote, a series of print statement. But if you use triple quote over here, make sure you end with the triple quote over here. Now, when you run this, Python is going to print this whole paragraph just the way it is. So it's going to treat this whole thing as one giant string, and it's going to print this thing happily. If you do not use triple quote, Python is going to throw an error. So let me just show you. There you go. Double quote over here. Sorry, a double quote over here and double quote over here. And I run this, and there you go. It throws an error. So you have to type triple quotes. 1, 2, 3 over here, and another 2 more over here. Now when I run this, it's going to work just fine. Now let's focus on printing special characters. Sometimes we want to print a non-printable characters, or sometimes a character that are reserved in a string. How do we do that? We can do that using backslash. For example, suppose you want to print a new line. Well, you can use backslash n. If you want to print a tab that is present on your keyboard, you can use backslash t. And same thing if you want to print a backslash, you can use this, and same thing with your double quote. So let's understand this through an example. Suppose I have a string like this. Hello, my name is Carl, my age is 23. And I run this, it prints everything out in one single line. But maybe I don't want it in a one line. I want my hello in one line, my name is Carl in a different line, and I want this in a different line. Well, I can accomplish that using new line. In this case, I'm using backslash n. In this case also, I'm using backslash n. So when I run this, it's going to print out the first print statement would be this right here. The second print statement is this right here. In this case, it says hello, hello, and then goes to the next line, goes to the next line, and then prints out my name is Carl. Goes to the next line, it prints out my name is Carl. Then goes to the next line again, prints out my age is 23. My age is 23 in the next line. If I remove this right here, and when I run this, it's going to print hello. Actually, let me just put 2 over here, so this way you can distinguish. Let's make this thing as like this. Now it's going to say 2, hello, my name is Carl, my name is Carl, and then my age is 23. My age is 23. So everything is one single line right here. If I put backslash over here, this is going to move it to the next line, like this right here. Okay, same thing with the tab. If you want, have a tab now. So when I run this, it's going to print tab over here. So hello, and then there's a special tab character. That's why you see tab over here. My name is Carl, and then space, and then tab, and there's a tab over here. You can put a bunch of tab. Doesn't have to be just one tab. You can put another tab over here. If I run this, there you go. Hello, and then creates these 2 tabs over here. Okay. What about double quote? What if you want to put a double quote inside your double quote? Well, let's say this is my string. Hello, my name is Carl, my age is 23. And I want to put this Carl inside, I want to put a double quote over there. So I want to put like this. I want it to get printed like this. Okay, problem is Python is going to throw an error because this starts over there and this ends over there. And then this is like all mismatched. But what if you want to do that? How would you do something like this? Well, that's easy. You use backslash. So come down here, and all I'm doing, I'm using this backslash over there. That's it. Just use backslash and then double quote. Over here, you put backslash and then double quote, and then backslash and then double quote. Now, when I run this, Python is going to print, hello, my name is Carl, and it puts in double quote right here. Okay, what if you want to print backslash inside your string? How would you do that? So for example, a lot of time you get the name of the files like this, c backslash users backslash file.txt. If you try to print this thing as it is, Python is going to throw an error. So let me just show you. Here, the path of the file is c backslash user backslash file.txt. If I run this, it throws an error because this is a very special character and it's not recognizing u, f, and all those things. So that's the problem. Well, how about if you put triple quote? Well, let's see if that works. Well, let's run this. And the answer is nope. Python throws an error. Again, it throws an error. So the solution is you use backslash. So to escape this backslash, you use a backslash. So in this case, I'm using backslash backslash. That's going to print one backslash. Then again, backslash backslash. That's going to print the next backslash. When I run this, it prints out just fine now. Now let's have some fun with some Unicode characters. Suppose I want to display heart, a sun symbol, Greek omega. Can I do that on the screen? Well, on my screen at least I can. So these are the special Unicode characters you can use to actually display certain things. So for example, this one would represent an heart symbol. This represents a sun symbol. This represents a Greek omega. You can see that right here. This one right here represents some smiley emoji right here. And this represents a happy face right here. So using these using this backslash u, when using this chr function, you can actually create and display some interesting characters on your monitor. You can even print out some interesting line now using that. So I can write today is sunny and then backslash u 2600. That would be this right here. So that's going to print a sun symbol right here. So this way, it prints out a message that kind of looks kind of interesting to see. I want to talk with my beautiful daughter. That would make me happy emoji. And this right here is this emoji right here. You can find the links for all these Unicode characters at over here. You can also look on the internet. That'll give you all the links. And side note, you can also perform some regular math operation on your print statement. So let's say you want to do 6 plus 3. You can say print, open your round bracket and say 6 plus 3. That's going to print out 9. If you type print 6 times 3, it's going to print 18. If you type print 6 divided by 3, and the answer would be 2. And of course, you can also print variables. We will talk more about variables later on. Suppose I have a variable person equal to happy. This is my variable, and my age, let's say, is 30. You can print, hello, my name is person. So whatever this person is, so you make sure you put a comma in between person, comma, and then and my age is, and then put a comma, and it's a variable. What Python does is going to print this string first, right here, and then comma, then it's going to print this right here. Now this is not inside a string, so Python is going to treat this as a variable. So the value is defined over here, happy, so it's going to print happy, and then it's going to print this string, and my age is, and then it's going to print this variable. Age is 40, it's going to print 40 over here. We're going to talk more about this thing in the next session, what these variables is all about.